And so we're going to see, do these people really have great genetics? Are they just spinning their wheels? Are they training for nothing? Well, stay tuned to find out. In today's video, I'm going to be rating your genetics. Males, females, of all ages. And so we're going to see, do these people really have great genetics? Are they just spinning their wheels? Are they training for nothing? Well, stay tuned to find out. And so first up, we got Adam Ramsay, who's currently 19 years of age, and he practically begged me to say, I'm bigger and leaner than Alex Eubanks. So what? Nobody asked, nobody cared, but we'll see. How great is this guy's physique? And so he started training 3 years ago at 16 years of age, weighing 145 pounds, and he's currently 180 pounds. And so in 3 years, he's put on 35 pounds. That's a lot. In looking at his before photo, first thing that came to mind was, well, what are his pronouns? I said, what am I in store for? Bro is dressed in suspicious attire. He's wearing a Halloween mask. And so perhaps this is just being dressed up for Halloween. Now remember, he's only 16. He hasn't touched a weight. He has what I would call a very solid physique. It looks hard. The arms, the abs, he doesn't look like he has a lot of body fat. And if you examine the stomach above the belly button, you can see a line. And so the guy is very lean. And so he looks, at least in my opinion, to be an athlete. He's not skinny fat, and he is very lean, but he's not skinny. He looks like he has a lot of muscle. And so these are his natural genetics at only 16 years of age. And so my personal opinion is this guy looks like he could easily put on a lot of muscle. I believe he has more fast twitch fibers. I believe he's likely an athlete. And so I'm expecting him to be able to put on a ton of muscle in the future. And so 3 years later, let us see the results. And so he's clearly been posing harder than last time. He's got the side chest pose, wrist locked, and no wonder this guy was so cocky. Look at the physique. And so I believe he's perhaps getting ready for a bodybuilding competition. And if he's not, he likely should be. And so first of all, the shoes, they appear a lot like this. I'm getting similar vibes. Very similar footwear. Next up, you can see the calves. There's great definition, a lot of size. Moving up to the hamstrings, they bow out. The quads, there's some lines on the side of his leg. Great legs, great leg development, great definition. And so I do believe this guy would be a great classic physique competitor. He has wide shoulders, a well-formed chest, definition in the pecs, biceps, triceps, forearms. He has everything. And so the first thing I'm thinking is probably not natural. If this guy's natural, which it's possible, of course, he does have great genetics, but I'm thinking he's probably not natty. Now remember, he's only 19 years of age, and so I'm hoping, I'm praying, I'm wishing that he's still natural. But based on the physique that I see right here, 99% of people that have a physique like this at 19, they're not natural. Now remember, he's going to say, well, I bulked up to 200 and then I just finished my cut to 180. And so is he trying to convince Coach Greg that he's natural by saying, well, I bulked and then I cut, and so that's why I'm 180. That's why it looks so good. If he had not said I bulked to 200 then cut to 180, would it make me think anything different? Oh, you know what? I just main gained to 180. Both would have the exact same result in the end. No, you're wrong. You can believe I'm wrong. You can think I don't know anything. I'm 48. I've studied this my entire life. And so you at 20 who think I'm wrong, you can believe what you want. Oh, but this guy said this guy said that. So what? And so if he is in fact natural, I do believe he has the genetics to become an IFBB pro. If he's enhanced, well, please go natural. It's not too late. You can undo some of the damages, not all of them, but better to stop right now rather than keep going. And if you are natty, keep training natural, enter competitions, and start dominating faster than last time. Up next, Anna Marie. She's currently 33 years of age. She's been training for 5 years. It means she started at 28, and so a little bit later than many people. In the before photo, she's 56 kilograms, about 124 pounds. Now, based on what I'm seeing, and of course, everyone does this when they do a freaking before photo, why can't you show your face? What is this all about? Does anyone not think that you can take a photo like this? Look, snap, snap, snap. Which looks better? Here's my before photo. I don't want you to see my face. Do people have body dysmorphia? What is going on? And she's got the glasses on. She probably hasn't met Mepstagram, a laser eye surgeon that could correct her eye vision. And so what do I see when I look at this girl? I see a girl who has what I think is to be a slightly above average physique. She's got normal shoulders, nice arms, isn't particularly lean, but she isn't fat either. She seems to have a booty, but I can't tell. It's a front-on photo. Girls twist and pose their asses in every different way. And so I don't know. I'm looking at the shadow behind her, but that is from her arm. I'm thinking, is that her booty line? What am I looking at right now? And so based on the before photo, I'm thinking with 5 years of training, she's gonna look awesome. 5 years of training, when you have what's an average or slightly above average physique, if you lose some body fat, put on some muscle, you're gonna look amazing. And so my personal opinion is it's easier to look good as a woman than it is as a man. You can hate me, you can start writing in the comment section, but I'm telling you, any girl that trains hard in the gym for 5 years is gonna look awesome. If you know what you're doing in the kitchen, you eat in a calorie deficit, you diet down a little bit, and you train with weights, you're gonna have an incredible physique. And that applies to most women. In comparison, it's a lot harder for the men. For men to look good, without steroids that is, very difficult. Men have to put on more muscle, while women, they just have to be toned. For women to look good, they don't have to be jacked. They don't have to have bigger biceps and ass line. They don't have to develop their chest. They essentially just have to go to the gym, put in a half-decent effort, and by the end of it, if they haven't been binging on food, they're probably gonna look all right. If you're trying to look attractive, don't be fat. Oh, the fat-positive activists, they're hating me. I'm telling you the truth. From there, everything else pretty easy. Go to the gym, lift some weights, do some cardio, and you're gonna look pretty good. And so let us now see her after photo after training for 5 years. And so remember, she lost 3 kilograms. And so check. She lost weight. She's now thinner. Clearly, she looks amazing. She lost 3 kilograms and put on some muscle. Look at the legs, the quads, the biceps. She's lean, she's sub 20% body fat. And so let's analyze this. Do you think she could compete in a women's bikini competition? Easily. Could she compete in women's figure? Absolutely. Women's physique? Sure. Bodybuilding? Yup. And so all she has to do is essentially get up on stage. But for men, for a man to train for only 5 years natural and try to enter a bodybuilding competition, you're gonna look small. And for the most part, even in men's physique with only 5 years of training, you're still gonna look small. Almost all the men who are competing at the top level, they're all on steroids. And so it's very difficult. And for the women, also, most of them are on steroids, but at least in women's bikini, you do have a fighting chance. Next up, we have 17-year-old Exavier. He's been training for 5 years and he used to play baseball. Baseball ain't doing jack shit to improve your physique. You're not getting any kind of muscle to write home about from just playing baseball. He's began training at about 12 years of age, of which he began at 165 to 180 pounds. 165 to 180 at 12. I'm 188 right now. And so look at the physique of a 12-year-old, 165 to 180 pounds. The arms, the delts, the size of this guy, and he doesn't appear to be very fat. And so looking at this guy, I would say he has incredible genetics. The genetics to put on muscle, being a baseball player, he must have been hitting home runs at the age of 12. Are you ready for the transformation in just 5 years? 5 years later, with genetics like this, is he going to be Hercules? Is he going to be a shredded bodybuilder, a black natural athlete like Chris Bumstead? And so let us see, what does he look like at 17? Not going to lie, little disappointed. And so I'm not certain if this was a joke. Was the before and after actually real? He doesn't look the same to me. He looked to be better developed at 12 than he is at 17. And so what am I to say to this? Remember, I'm keeping it real. I'm telling you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear. And so I'm not going to just say, oh, look at the development. He's improved so much. What a great job. This is horrendous. To spoil those genetics, to eat in a calorie surplus, to essentially throw away what could have been an amazing physique. Now remember, I'm not picking on this guy. He sent these photos to me. I asked my subscribers to submit before and after transformations, and this was a transformation that he wanted me to do. And so based on the genetics that I saw of what was supposedly a 12-year-old at 165 to 180 pounds, he now fluctuates between 207 and 212 pounds. And so what would I tell this guy? You need to go on a diet. You need to go on a cut. You're well over 30% body fat. It's not healthy. It doesn't look aesthetic. It's not good. Now, if you don't want to listen to me and just be body positive, love your body and so on, then don't send me your before and after transformations. But if you're trying to look aesthetic, you need to lose and get back down to 165 to 180 pounds. You look better at 12 than you did at 17. And so whatever you're doing at 12, get back to doing it. Put the fork down, start doing cardio, start playing more baseball, and become healthy yet again. Up next, the guy's name is Kay. He's been training since he was 17 years of age. He's been training for 10 years. He's now 27. He first began his journey weighing 70 kilograms. It's 154 pounds. And so as soon as you see this photo, you're going to know what I'm going to say. Amazing genetics. Are you kidding me? He hasn't worked out and he looks like this. He's 154 pounds. Natural, the small waist, the chiseled six-pack, the single-digit body fat, the bicep veins, the shoulders. Everything. This guy looks like in 10 years of training, even if he's natural, he's going to be a freak, a phenom. And so what has transpired over the last 10 years? He's now currently 115 kilograms, 254 pounds, adding on 100 pounds since the age of 17 to 27. And so time for the reveal. Raise your hand if you're disappointed. Now, granted, he has a lot more muscle. He's a lot bigger. He certainly has a stocky, powerlifting, strongman competitor-esque physique, but it's lost its aesthetics. And so if you had to pick a physique to aspire to, him at 17 versus him at 27, most people are going to say his physique at 17 is better than him at 27. And so without touching a weight, without even working out, this guy had a better physique than training his ass off. Clearly, he's done so for 10 years. When you're not as lean, you don't look as good. Yeah, you can hate me in the comments for telling you the truth, for speaking out my mind. But when your body fat gets over 20 and 25%, of which this guy clearly is, oh no, he's shredded, he has single... No, he doesn't. And so although he's not morbidly obese, he's still overweight. And so in comparison, could there not have been a midpoint? Somewhere in the middle. The before photo, the guy was shredded, probably not healthy, probably was not eating enough carbs, foods, starving all the time, and so on. But in the after photo, he's gained clearly far too much weight. He's put on 100 pounds. And so imagine if this guy got down to a svelte 229 pounds like Mike Israetel. Would he not look a lot better? And so if you're looking for the aesthetics, to have that beach body physique, the ones that most people would want to aspire to, you got to be somewhere between 10 and 12, at most 15% body fat. Now remember, 15% body fat for your health, it's amazing. It's perfect. And so I don't want to encourage you to develop body dysmorphia. Oh my God, Coach Greg is making me starve myself. I can no longer eat normal because he made a video and he says that this guy doesn't look as good as when he was leaner. I'm speaking the truth. If you can't handle it, stop watching videos, get off of social media and become a hermit. He clearly had great genetics, and what you choose to do with those genetics, well, it's up to you. This guy perhaps could have been a bodybuilder, competitor, perhaps even model. Who knows? But he's chosen to look like a strongman competitor, perhaps a powerlifter. And what he does with his own physique, that's his own prerogative. He said in the photos for me to analyze, he has amazing genetics, and this is what he chose to do with it.